Hello darlings and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ronnie and today I've got a cute micro cottage for you. So we're in Britechester. That is the word that came with the Discover University expansion pack, and I'm building on the lot called Honeydew Fields. I think, and I hope I'm not mistaken, but it is the only 20 by 15 lot in Britechester, which is, at least in my opinion, the ideal lot type specifically for micro homes. So, as you can see, the shape of the house is fairly simple, very general, basically just I wanted to say a square, but it's not a square. Is it some kind of rectangular? Maybe? Possibly? And a little bump out. So yeah, basically a box and a small bump out for the entrance, and that's all. So it wasn't too difficult to come up with this shape. Of course, I was limited by the what would you call it, by the requirements of the micro home. So that means that the house can have only 32 tiles. This lot type, this micro home lot type, is, in my opinion, quite a lot of fun because it entails several perks. Most importantly, it lets you, or not you, but your Sims can work on their skills way faster, so they go up way faster. And the same applies to relationships, but with relationships there's a little catch in there as well, because not only can those relationships go up much faster, but they can also go down much faster. So in my opinion, that's kind of a fun feature that if I'm, for instance, playtesting and I'm just kind of messing around, because I don't play that often. I usually just build. But when I'm playtesting and when I'm just like, sometimes I get kind of like lost in the game, I think it's kind of a fun feature, especially when there's a welcome wagon, and because I'm playtesting, I'm usually not interested in any neighbors that can mess up the interior of the house. I just end it rather quickly, which means that all of a sudden my sim has a few enemies, and because of course the sims are mad that you didn't let them go inside your house. So I think this is actually a very fun feature, and I'm honestly kind of happy that it goes both ways, that it's both positive and negative in terms of this kind of what it can do. So it's not all just sunshine and fun. Which I think the game sometimes the game lacks like some negative outcomes or some negative and not so positive scenarios. So I stand behind this feature. I like this. I like it a lot. So as you can see, I'm already working on landscaping. As of right now, the color scheme is blue and red, but yeah, I am changing it right now because of the trees in the background. As you can see, there are those like cherry blossom trees that are absolutely beautiful, my favorite base game trees, although I am not using them as often. But because they're in the background here, and I kind of wanted to make the house work in this neighborhood, I eventually decided to go for a more simple, or a more simple color scheme, because if I had the blue and red colors, then there would be like pink and purples in the background, and I thought that it was like clashing too much. So I think right now there are still some blue flowers, but I might be deleting them soon, and I will work only with reds and purples and whites, because I think they're how would you describe it? I don't know. It's kind of helps with the structure, and it kind of like gives it some kind of a pop up. I think the white really helps. So yeah, here I'm adding the lavenders because they're very cute. Also a base game plant, but like I said, I think it works nicely in this neighborhood, so I'm trying to use the trees that I see around the neighborhood, and I am trying to make it work but still make it unique and like very individual of the sim that is probably living here. Right now I'm working on this little what do you call it? I think a fire pit. So this is my like base game version of a fire pit, because I don't own the packs that have this kind of feature. So what I do, I usually make a round or like a circle from the stones, then I use the black swatches to put in the middle, sort of make them look like pieces of coal, and then I insert fireplaces. Is it called fireplace? Yeah, I hope so. Fireplaces, 2 fireplaces actually, and then I just place a couple of like these like piles of wood that you can find in the debug menu. And the trick is basically that I leave at least a teeny tiny bit of the fireplace visible so that you can click it in your game, and then your sims can light the fireplace, and you won't see the fireplace itself, but the fire will be there. So I think I did, but I think in the screenshots at the end of the video this should be visible there. At least I hope I made those screenshots when the fire was lit. Hopefully. But yeah, it works. I playtested. Oh my god, I can't speak, as always. So I playtested everything. So yeah, everything should be functional. There should be no issues whatsoever. So now I'm moving into the interior of the house, because the windows were red on the interior as well, or on the inside as well. I kind of again, like, I didn't want to introduce a new color in the interior, so I kept the color scheme red as well. I just messed around with a few things. So since I imagined that this was a house for a sim that was a student, because like I said, we're in Britechester, I tried to make the how should I describe it? I think I tried to make the interior somewhat modern, but still, for instance, those kitchen counters and the thing that I'm moving right now, the stove. Oh my god, those I imagined that they were already there in the house when maybe the sim is renting it, or maybe they bought it. I really wasn't thinking too hard about that. So I wanted a few items to be kind of old and, well, not antique, but yeah, kind of old, but then most of the items are fairly modern, as I imagined a student living here. So I'm just decorating the kitchen. Actually, this room is kind of like a common area. The kitchen is the main function of this room, but I'll be adding, I'm adding the chairs right now, and also I'll be placing I'll be placing a TV above the stove. That doesn't make much sense. I'm not too bothered by that, honestly, because it's just The Sims. But yeah, I wanted the Sim to watch movies, or be able to watch movies as well. Yeah, I'm doing it here right now. And this felt ideal because I know a lot of people have small TVs in their kitchens, and yeah, I imagine them like eating breakfast there and watching TV while doing so. So I thought that although the placement is not most ideal, the fact that the TV is in the kitchen made sense. I've also added the coffee machine because it's my favorite. It's my favorite thing to do. Basically, I don't know, but come on, students need coffee to survive their classes. So yeah, a coffee machine is necessary in all my households with students. So I'm moving on to the bedroom. Color scheme will be basically the same, some reds, whites and blacks, and I think I'm quite happy with the bedroom. Technically, I am not really sure whether the scooting over on the bed works for you or not, because when I'm playtesting it, sometimes it works, sometimes the sims move, sometimes they don't. So I would still consider this house to be for a single sim. So I'm just placing some books here and there to make the, of course, to make the place more functional, to have more items that your sims can use, and also to make it more lived in. By the way, I wanted to mention just very quickly, have you seen the new update that we got yesterday, I think? It concerns the neighborhood stories, and oh my god, I'm very, very excited about that, because I don't know about you, but I am actually, or rather, I was kind of sad that we didn't have this in game prior to this update. But I am so happy with that. Most importantly, I'm really happy with the possibility of disabling. Do you say it that way? I guess. Basically of like those all possible configurations that you can make for the neighborhood stories, so you can decide which households will be affected by this, what kind of changes you like accept and which you refuse. And yeah, I'm genuinely, that's a step in the right direction, and I just hope that soon we will also get the possibility of the sims of like in the unplayed households, the possibility of them aging up on their own accord without you like going into their household and, I don't know, bringing the cake and make them blow the candles, because I think that's how people usually do that. But yeah, I genuinely, I'm so excited about this update. And even though I'm a builder and I rarely play, recently I was messing around a lot in the CAS, and I am intrigued, and it really, really makes me want to play again. I need to point out, I'm going back to my build. As you can see right now, I'm placing this NOCC art. I'll leave the name of the creator in the description box, because as of right now I can't actually recall their name, I'm so sorry, but it will be written there, so feel free to check them out. It's a wonderful thing in my opinion. But yeah, I think we're at the end of the video. So this build is available on the Sims 4 gallery if you want to download it. My ID is bohemian_Ronnie. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram, and the handle is the same across all platforms. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like or write a comment, because yeah, I would definitely appreciate it. And if you'd like to see more of my speed builds, you can also subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Bye!